believe me, just watch.
All right, we're back with Morning Brew with friends, and our friends this morning are Ethan Brosnan, the promotional representative of Up With People, and Tracy Sharp, the executive director of Seram, and you guys are having a big show here coming up.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about that, because it's going to benefit Seram.
Yes.
So our show is going to be on February 27th and 28th at the Highland Theater on Central. And the 27th is going to be at 7, and the 28th is going to be at 3 p.m. and 7:30 p.m.
It's a little matinee show.
Yes.
And it's Up With People, which is this crazy traveling circus of kids, right?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that.
So Up With People is a global educational nonprofit. So what it is it's participants from all around the world. Currently, right now, in what we call a cast, which is all our participants together, it's 111 participants from 21 different countries.
That's awesome.
And they're in between 17 to 29 years old.
Wow. And how many of that cast is coming out for you? The whole thing?
111.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
And then the shows are to benefit Seram.
Yes.
And you guys are a housing group. What do you do? Tell me a little bit more about it.
We're a housing and education program for homeless families. So we provide everything a family needs to live for free for 2 years, while the adults go to school full time to increase their earning potential.
Wow.
And the community comes together and supports the whole family.
Very cool. We'll just go on a little bit of a tangent. I know that the city's been having some homeless issues lately. Yeah. Are you guys working with any of those families, the tent city families that have been affected?
You know, we are a program that uses a peer model that goes through the program together. So we might be, but we won't be accepting new families again until August.
So you like work through a class type schedule?
Yes, and
that's
we
pretty cool.
partner with CNM Workforce Training Center and provide GED life skills education for 2 years, and then they get to decide what they want to be and go to college for that.
That's awesome.
But we do that, we bring in a class together at once in August, so we're looking at about 10 more families in August.
And they can all help each other and lean on each other as the whole thing goes, as you go through the
Yes.
process for 2 years.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. How did you get started doing this?
Oh, in 2001, Frances Thaxton Ash left her endowment to Central United Methodist Church, and the church made a group, which is now our board of directors, to really look into what the needs are and how to end homelessness in families, which was what the trust agreement said. And they hired me in 2003. I moved here from Oklahoma to start this program, and we started with our first 4 families in February of 2004.
Where are they now, those first 4 families? Are they on their feet and rolling?
The first 4 we've lost contact with, but I do know that there is somebody from the second group that came in the fall of 2004, and she came in without her GED, coming from a domestic violence situation with her family, and she got her medical assistant certificate while, her GED and her medical assistant certificate while in Seram, and she called me just a couple years ago, and she was a phlebotomist working her way through nursing school, and she graduated at UNM.
That's perfect. That's perfect. And then you guys, how did you guys connect so that you could do the show to benefit Seram?
We had one of our board members who was a cast member way back when, and
That's
she
awesome.
said, hey, I have this great group that could come in and do this great benefit for us. And
That's
so
cool.
we just connected.
Well, there's cast members all over. I mean, with 111,
111.
I'm imagining that there is probably, it's a recycling or a rotating cast, right?
Yeah, we do have 22,000 alumni worldwide.
Wow. And there's a ton of them in Albuquerque, right?
There is. Actually, the person she's speaking of is my host mom.
Oh, awesome.
Which is great. So I actually live at her house for the 5 weeks that I'm here. But we have, our alumni meeting had about 20 attendees, and in addition to that, there's about 60 to 65 alumni on the alumni list for Albuquerque.
Wow.
So
do you all get together and with the alumni and just have these giant sing-alongs?
I don't know, they might. I've yet to see one, but they might have those.
I think so. So where have you traveled to? Where have you been?
So when I was a participant, my tour was the East Coast, which was ironic because I am from Boston. So
where they're getting hammered with snow right now, right?
Right now, my sister is buried in her apartment.
And you're like, ha ha, I'm in Albuquerque. It's 75
I've just been
degrees.
sending pictures of the sun all over the city. So I don't know if they appreciate them, but I'm sure having fun with it. So I went the East Coast, and then from there I spent 3 weeks in Mexico, and then I actually went to Cuba for 12 days.
Very cool.
With my whole cast. And then we went over to Europe, but I specifically went to Germany to do my internship as a promotional representative.
And how long were you an actual cast member?
6 months.
And how do you memorize all those songs and learn that whole routine thing? Is it Is it just a ton of hard work as you get ready
Yeah,
for it?
yeah. So
Yeah.
what we have is we have what we call staging. So we all go to Denver. That's where we all originally fly into, and we're there for about a month to 5 weeks, learning our show and learning our workshops and everything that we'll be doing on the road. And you just go for it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Were you a naturally born singer and performer, or was this the kind of thing that you thought Up With People sounds fun and applied?
Well, both.
Really?
In a sense, I was a vocal minor in college, but I randomly found Up With People on Google.
Oh, really?
And I was like, this sounds great, and then I did it.
That's cool. That's cool. Was it one of those things? I mean, I think of Up With People as the group that would come and sing at my elementary school every year. Is it still doing that? Is that still kind of the main thing, or is it mainly larger shows like the one you guys are doing at the Highland here?
Well, I think the biggest thing that we started really doing a few years back is we really spend a week in each place that we go to, really getting into the community, doing a lot more community service. We still do some small shows. It depends on the city and what the beneficiary would like us to do.
Yeah.
But we do try to do like the shows at the end of the week, at least 2 or 3 larger shows that then benefit who we've been working with during that week.
Very cool. When you say community events kind of on the ground, what does that mean? Is that cleanup events? Is that helping people? What kind of stuff do you do on the ground?
Well, locally to Albuquerque, we're
Yeah.
going to be working with Roadrunner Food Bank, Cuidandos
good.
Los Niños, Seram. We're actually going to be helping them make a therapeutic children's room. I'm very, very excited
That'll
about
be
that.
fun.
Very excited about that. And then we're still working with other places such as ARCA, and there's a couple other places that we're still working out agreements with, like Casa Esperanza, to come in and do some work, which can vary depending on their needs. So some places like Roadrunner, I'm sure will probably be packaging food or preparing boxes to be sent out or something of that nature. But with Casa Esperanza, I know we're going to be helping them repaint some rooms and do some finishing some tables and stuff like that.
Excellent, excellent. Well, there's a lot of need for that in Albuquerque. You know, did you find that in other cities too, especially in America? Did you find, like, when you were doing your tour on the East Coast, was it the same kind of thing?
Well, I think a lot of places in the world do have some like similar needs. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't the case, but there are a lot of places in the world that need a program that will come in and just help, and there's so many great programs that just don't have that exposure and don't have the name recognition so that people know that they can go there and volunteer and try to give back to their community. So we definitely want to raise the awareness of Serenam and get people volunteering there, because I've been there and I love it. It's phenomenal.
Cool.
And it's a great way for us to collaborate with all
Right.
the other nonprofits that they're working with,
Right.
for them to bring in the amazing cast and, to say, hey, we've got these volunteers, can we work with you?
Right,
And
especially the
so it's-
smaller nonprofits can
Yeah.
connect with the larger ones, and you can all share donor ideas and things
Yeah.
like that. There's probably great networking involved
Yeah.
in that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're doing a great job.
So, what was your favorite place to go to when you were on the road with other people?
When I was on the road, well, I'm biased because being American, Cuba was probably my favorite place.
Because it just must have been really interesting.
It was.
All
It
the old
was.
cars and the
It
whole
was
9
incredible.
yards. My parents went and they had came back with these crazy photos of things that couldn't even fathom. Like the cars still on the road. It was great. Yeah.
It was absolutely incredible.
Did they get Up With People mission and the songs and everything like that, or do you translate them? I don't even know. Is there
well-
Spanish versions and German versions and French
Yeah.
versions and?
So we do have international medleys, and then we also have a medley for the country that we're in. So we actually had a Cuban medley.
Cool.
Where we had an original Up With People song and other music that was kind of related to Cuba. But also during our show, depending on the country we're in, we do have a translation screen that is running behind us as we're performing.
So do you have an Albuquerque song, like an ode to Breaking Bad or something? I mean,
I don't think so. I haven't asked production. I don't think so. But maybe I'll ask them and see if we have that.
was that your impression of Albuquerque? I know a lot of people who come in from out of town say they saw Breaking Bad, and they knew Albuquerque, and they knew the car wash, and the coffee shop that Tuco blew up in, and stuff like that from Breaking Bad. Did you see that coming in?
Actually, I might be in the minority, but I never watched Breaking Bad.
Oh my God, we have to sell him on this. We absolutely have to sell him on Breaking Bad.
I've heard I should watch it.
It's a great show.
I've heard I should watch it.
It's a great show.
First episode and you'll be hooked.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly what
Okay,
I've heard.
can you take us out with just a little bit of the Up With People song?
I can't.
You can't sing?
can't.
Oh
I can't
my
sing.
gosh. You're a drummer?
That's why I'm on the business team.
Excellent. We'll be back in a couple of minutes with more Morning Brew with Friends.